Hello and welcome to TRPG. Today we are playing Hell Hath No Fury, a Monster of the Week one-shot to raise funds for the National Abortion Federation. We all believe strongly that reproductive rights are human rights and that if you have a uterus, you should be able to make decisions about it. And so we're happy to be here today to raise money. I'm Nikki. I'm the producer here at TRPG. And in a rare occurrence, I will be GMing today. And so I am the keeper. And we're going to go around and have everyone introduce themselves. We'll do plugs at the end. But introduce yourself, what your character's name and pronouns are, and then what playbook you're playing. And then we will jump in. And you don't need to do too much description. That will come out in the game. So, Momo, why don't you go first?
Hello, everyone. I'm Momo Shive, and I will be playing Jay, who uses any pronouns. My playbook is going to be the Crooked.
Awesome. And Christina?
Hi, I'm Christina. I use any pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Alice, the initiate, who uses she, her pronouns.
Christiana?
Hi, I'm Christiana. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Lorem Ipsum, who uses any pronouns, and their playbook is the Wronged.
And Jess?
Hey, that's me. I'm Jess. I use she, her pronouns. I'm Angry Nerd Girl down in the chat. And I'm playing Bork, full name Bork, who uses any all pronouns. And I'm playing the Monstrous.
And Elisa?
Hey, I'm Elisa Pearl. I am, she, her pronouns. I'm playing Sabina, also she, her pronouns. And my playbook is The Chosen.
And last but not least, Darby?
Hello, my name is Darby. I use she, her pronouns, and my character is Nikki, who uses she, they pronouns.
And as per usual, Darby is here to fuck with me. It's great. I love it. All right. So for donations, you can click that Tiltify link. If you put exclamation donate heck in the chat, you will see that link. And for every donation above $10, I will give the players a +1. And that will just be going on forward on their next roll. They'll get a +1. So yeah, let's get into it. Monster of the Week is very cinematic, so I'm going to be describing a scene to you all. You're all going to hear it, but your characters will not. What we see is a dark room, and there is a man, and he's typing away on his computer. And we just see him from behind on his computer in the dark with just the glow from the computer on his face. And if you look closely, you can see he's trolling the internet. And he's leaving nasty comments, and he's being rude. And as you pan out, he turns around, and he picks up his can. He's going to go throw it away. And not in the recycling, in the garbage, because he is a garbage human. And he turns around, and standing there is a giant red man? Question mark? With cloven feet and big leathery wings, and he's got like the typical villain goatee and these big horns, and he says, "You called for me." And the guy just pisses himself, just absolutely pee down the leg. He thinks he's tough shit, but then when it comes down to it, he truly is not. And the guy standing there with his leathery wings starts laughing in this deep, throaty villain laugh, and then bumps himself into the man, disappears. And then the man that we saw previously kind of does one of these and a couple of these, starts stretching, and starts laughing to himself. And you hear that same deep, throaty laugh. And he heads upstairs with these big, hard footprints. You all are sitting in the corporate office of Gray Inc. Gray Inc. is a local corporation whose sole position is to protect the monsters and spookies of the Seattle metropolitan area, basically all of Washington. They will travel to help people out. Well, help out monsters and spookies. The leader is Miss Trudy. She is a indeterminable aged lady, gray hair. She keeps it up in this messy bun on the top of her head, but you've all been to those company picnics and have seen when her little horns kind of poke through a little bit. She's about 5 foot tall, very plump, wears cardigans, dresses like a little old banker, with her little slacks and her blouses with her cardigan over it, and has the little glasses with the chain. And you're all in the conference room where she usually gives her briefings to you all. You are her crack team. You are the people that she calls when something makes 0 sense and she needs the best to work on it. What does everyone see as they sit down around this table? When she walks in, what does she see? So I want you to describe what your characters look like. And you can go in any order you feel. I can call on people as well. Since there's so many of you, it's hard to...
Since everyone is so excited, I'll go first. She sees a person sitting there with like silver hair pulled up in a bun, shaved sides, and dark makeup, spiked color, and a jean jacket with a hoodie underneath, wearing like ripped up jeans and very tall platform boots that go over the knee that have spikes on them. And they're just kind of lounging back with like a blank kind of stony look on their face.
Go ahead.
Well, next to that person, she sees a late teens, like 19-year-old Black woman with long braids that are mostly multicolored, but with some like black and brown braids in there. She has her feet up on the table and is leaned way back and is like tossing an apple up and down. She isn't wearing much makeup, or it's like very natural makeup. And she has leather boots, dark jeans on, a little camisole that's like black background with kind of like this dress I'm wearing with like red and yellow flowers and green leaves on it, and a leather jacket as well.
Awesome. And since there's 2 donations so far, the first 2 rolls will have a +1. So thank you.
Ooh, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
She also sees another person walk in, very confidently scanning the room, taking note of everyone else who's there. And they're wearing black pants, a little loose fitting, a tight fitted tank top with a black leather harness with a lot of compartments in it. You can see like wooden stakes, silver daggers, something that's probably, it's rattling when they move, so it's probably like bullets or something. A large shotgun strapped to their back, just loaded up with weapons. Absolutely do not fuck with this person. And they sit down and just kind of cross their arms, blank look on their face, not angry, but just serious.
Slouching into the room with 2 coffee carriers full of lattes with everyone's name written on them is a very, very, very tall person, a woman with, like long black hair, and she just looks exhausted. And she's going to slide the coffees on the table and just say, "If I got your order wrong, no, I didn't." And sit down, just sit down, grab one of the lattes and start drinking it. And she's wearing a kind of a grunge look, and she has a Pete's Coffee apron over the top of it.
In the back of the room, doing bicep curls, is a just about 7 foot tall, muscly person with a tank top with it started as a t-shirt, but the sleeves have been ripped off and the collar's been ripped off. And let's say it's like the Offspring or some kind of equivalent band t-shirt, and wearing those pants that like you can zip them off and they become shorts. And they've got like a multicolor mohawk that's predominantly blue but is fading to kind of green. And they've got little wolfy ears and a bushy wolfy gray tail that's just wagging really hard.
And I think just sitting, looking out a window and just like happily like bobbing their head to literally just watching clouds pass by is Nikki. Your local friendly divine Thembo, who has come down from the heavens with no idea of the world. They're sort of wearing like very practical clothing as they've accustomed themselves to mortal life. They're like, this is comfortable. This fulfills the needs of clothing and wearing. They have otherwise a very normal looking person, except for the bright glowing eyeballs that they have. They're just like happily bobbing their head out the window. Bloop, 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 bloop. Blooping.
All right, was that everyone? Okay. So, sitting at the head of the table is Miss Trudy, and everyone always calls her Miss Trudy. She's the CEO of this company. She doesn't care. She's still Miss Trudy, and she still hosts her Sunday family dinners and picnics and all of those things. She's very homey. And in the middle of the table are some like homemade cookies. I'm sorry, hold on, my dog's crying.
Can you not?
That is the mood of having a pet. Can you not? Can you not right now?
Okay. So she's at the head of the table, and there's cookies. There's always fresh made cookies. They smell amazing. She made them herself. It's pretty typical. And she fucking speaks. Okay. And she says, all right, dear. So welcome to our meeting here. If I could have all of your attention, Nikki, if you could please pay attention over here, please. I know the clouds are really nice today, but we have to talk about what's happening here. So we've got this gentleman who's been running around causing trouble, and they noticed that there's something weird about it because although he's quite known for causing trouble, he's doing things that aren't quite normal. For example, he went to a Kraken game and he started a fight, which is normal at a hockey game, except for when he jumped down onto the ice and left melted footprints as he walked away, and threw a referee into the stands quite far. And then he went to a bar and got in a fight there and lit all of the drinks on fire. So clearly it's not just one of our typical guys about town causing trouble that the cops could deal with. It's more of I think it might be some kind of monster or some kind of spooky thing happening here. And it's our job to find out what's going on. As per usual, ask questions first if you can, and then deal with the rest of it later. Any questions about what's happening here? Do any of you have start of the mystery moves? So those would be moves where it will tell you, like, at the beginning of the mystery, you may have this or that.
Yes, I do.
Yay, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so it says Destiny's Plaything. At the beginning of each mystery, roll plus weird to see what is revealed about my immediate future on a 10 plus, etc.
All right,
okay.
do it.
All right.
And you get a +1 from donations.
All right. I have a -1 in weird, so thank you +1 for wiping out that -1. Okay. So let's see how we do. 7 + 1. Oh no, 7 straight. 7.
All right. So on a 7, what does it say happens
Oh
on a
yeah.
7?
It says I get a vague hint about my immediate future.
All right. So you get a little tickle in the back of your brain, and what you see for yourself is you are going to be fighting some Proud Boys at some point.
I don't have a good feeling about this, ladies. I think I have an idea of who we're going to be dealing with later today.
Oh,
Sounds like really terrible customers.
Oh yeah, the worst kind. The kind that you just don't let into the store after a while because they're that bad.
Is that what you mortals have defined as Karens?
the kind that you spit in their coffee.
Yeah, but these are boy Karens.
Row out of bar.
Barons.
Barons. Yes.
Ugh, those are the worst.
Bears?
Dads.
No, bears are nice. Don't call them
Bears
bears.
are very nice. They give really good hugs.
They do,
Bears.
and they really know how to party.
They live in the woods.
Oh,
Yes.
Bears do.
yeah.
Not always.
Some live in the city.
I thought mortals did not like when big animals lived in the city with them.
I think they're talking about big men who are quite hairy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll
understood.
We were.
hit the club some other time.
They could also be like Bork here.
Oh, yeah.
Right then. Did you have any other questions about what's happening?
Was fire used with magic?
I believe so. He lit all of the drinks in the entire bar, even ones that shouldn't have been lit by any kind of fire at all. I also have a missing persons report for him. And so she hands you over this missing persons report that the guy's mother had put in because he lives with his mother. And his name is Russell Johnson. And he is mid-30s, white man. When you see the picture of him, he's got one of them high and tight haircuts. And wears a very specific brand of polo shirt. Her name, the mother's name, is Martha Johnson. And so you have an address for her as well.
Yeah, because he probably definitely lives still at home, right?
Yeah. And
In the
I have
basement.
children that live at home with me as well, my all the adopted children. So it's fine to live with your mom.
Yeah.
But he lives with his mom and doesn't have a job. That's a little bit different.
I have an important question. Is the Kraken's mascot okay? How is Davy the dog?
The dog's fine.
Thank goodness.
Nobody in hell and earth would mess with a dog. Not in my city, anyway.
Awesome.
Is there actually I'm asking out of character because Sabina might know this. Do we have like a hacking team or an IT team at this?
Yes, there
Company.
is a hacking team or an IT team that is led by our own Cookie Monster. I can't remember what Cookie Monster's full name was, but it was Car's character and is now an NPC in this universe. And so this person lives in Miss Trudy's basement, but pretends that she does not, and does work for Grey Ink. There is a basement floor at Grey Ink. So yes, she. If you need information about this, Russell Johnson. Oh no, Russell John got distracted. Sorry, it's Cookie Monster 86. And you all know that. So if you need anything, this is the person who, like, when you were recruited, is the one who, like, hacked into your phone and sent you the recruitment invitation. So you were all very familiar. Also told you, like, any hints that you've got going, like, you're like, oh, hey, you probably shouldn't run that program on your computer because the government can watch you. Like, that's Cookie. And so if Cookie used the Flake playbook, so, like, just picture that kind of person, wears a bathrobe at all times and, like, wild hair, and has, like, multiple fidgets. But yeah, that's their whole deal. So yes. Do you have questions for Cookie?
Yes, absolutely. Is Cookie here right now?
No, Cookie stays in her office in the basement of
The
this
basement.
building.
Okay.
So.
Yes, I definitely have questions for Cookie Monster. I'm going to say to everyone, before we go, I'd really like to check in with Cookie Monster because that little feeling I got had to do with Proud Boys. I think we're going to be fighting Proud Boys later. And as we all know, a lot of their indoctrination of people, like this possibly Porcel here that we're going to track, is through the internet. So maybe we could just get some info on some of this guy's internet conversations recently to see if we can find out anything.
It's a really good idea.
So as you say that, you get a ping on your cell phone. And the ping is, yeah, that guy was super into 4chan, specific Reddit channels for sure. He's been trolling AOC, local politicians like Nikita. And so you might want to make sure you're packing when you go. You might want to bring weapons with you for sure. Mostly they'll piss their pants when they see Bork, but you never know how they might react. So that's the text message you get. Basically, Cookie is listening at all times. You're not sure how, but she is, and has warned you and has told you to buy the special. There's like this special, like, it's Donate Heck. There's like a special thing that there's like special underwear that keeps you protected from, like, electromagnetic waves. She's told you to buy it.
Made of tinfoil.
It's actually a real thing. Car, put the link in chat, please.
It's underwear, though?
Yeah, there's underwear, clothing, hats. Yeah, it's a whole website dedicated to protecting you from electromagnetic waves. So yeah, it's real fun. Oops, I need to. That CW is for our other show. Let me cancel that real quick in Nightbot, because those things are not coming up in this game. That's the stuff that comes in up in our very sad Los Casados game. I'm going to disable that for now. Okay, sorry. Trigger warnings for this one will be things like dealing with Proud Boys and very mild gore. Okay, so yeah, so you get all that information. She also sends you an address to a local meetup that this guy goes to meet up with his Proud Boy friends, and reminds you, like, you have his mom's address. I recommend going and seeing, like, going and looking at his things. She says, like, I was able to hack into his computer, but he's put tape over his camera, so I don't know what his room looks like. There might be some stuff there that you might be able to find.
Thanks. Thank you, wherever you are.
And you just
Maybe
get a smiley
everywhere.
face emoticon back.
Nikki just always has Cookie on the phone, has never hung up once. It's just always in a call.
Your phone.
I love that.
I love that. That's perfect.
I love that so much.
There it is. Faraday. Yep, Faraday underwear.
Oh.
That's the whole thing.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Cool. So yeah. So then, do we want to go to the meeting first, or do you want to meet his mom first?
Oh. We could probably get some good info from his mom, unless his mom is one of those, like, enabler types that's like, oh, my baby could never do something wrong like that.
Yeah, from my experience, that's how they usually act. Or they're the ones that indoctrinated them in the first place.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
either
right.
way, we would find out a lot by meeting her.
Hmm.
I think
And
we're
we
gonna-
would outnumber her many to one, and we could defeat her in one-on-one combat.
We could take her. We could take her.
Mhm.
Let's go see the mom.
All right. So you drive to.
Oh, I take some cookies before we go.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Take cookies. She would not have it if you left without them. She hands you like those little Rubbermaid, like the cheap, like the Glad ones.
Yeah.
Like she always has those on hand to give people leftovers.
I store them in my
Say
pocket dimension.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
Bork's
like,
like stuffing them in their pockets.
Cookie.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you go and you drive to a particular part of town with I would say mid-level houses, which mid-level in Seattle is like $900,000. But yeah, so these like 2-story houses with this one has a basement. You have the address. You will pull up. Very well manicured lawn. Like not a lot of local plants in it. Like it's real telling what this family is like. You walk up, there's an American flag flying on the thing. You've got
flying
like a
upside down?
cross hanging in the window, like the really big, pretty, ornate ones. There's a
Do they
home
have a
is where the
live?
heart is. Welcome,
Oh
Matt.
God.
And you go to ring the doorbell, and you hear some steps coming, and a woman opens the door. She is wearing a little like just like a mom dress. Like it's just a shirt dress, like the collar. She's got on her nice little necklace and her little diamond earrings, and her hair is perfectly coiffed into this like short swoopy do. And this is Martha Johnson, and she says, oh hello, can I help you?
Towering over her, Bork, who has tucked their ears and tail away, just goes, "Hi."
She kind of takes a step back from you and says hello again.
We would like to look at your basement, please.
Oh,
We're
is this
selling
about my dear
cookies?
Russell?
Yes, it's about your dear Russell. Russell has won a room makeover on our TV show.
Oh, that you're one of those groups of people.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
makes more sense, seeing
Yeah.
all of you together. Okay, great.
Exactly. We're a team. We all have our house decorating, construction
Specialties.
mhm.
I
Deal
For
with demolition.
Jesus.
I'm gonna need you to roll a manipulate someone.
Okay.
Do we all have to roll?
No, I'd say just Elisa, and roll 3d6. Let's take the 2 highest ones since everyone is working with you on this.
Great.
And then add
And you-
+1 because we
yeah.
also have more donations. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
2, 5, 8, and then +1 is 9.
All right. So she's like, I wonder who nominated him, because I certainly didn't. But sure, come on in. I will show you. As you can see, this part of the house I've fully decorated myself, and what you
Beautiful.
see is just like a very classic, traditional, like a few antique furniture pieces with like really well made curtains, and it is a very nice home. It's pleasantly warm. There's a lot of light coming in. She's got like those skylights into the ceiling, so that when there is sun in Seattle, it comes in. And there's some like really nice lamps. But yeah, it's very much like someone's mom's house. Very well kept. And she says, "Oh, yes, so this is my area, and I do have my she shed in the backyard, and my husband and my son don't go in there. And let me show you to Russell's area of the house." And she takes you downstairs, and in the
You
basement
live in
there's
a
like a little
shed.
kitchenette, and it's a
She shed?
disaster. Have you never heard of a she shed, Darby?
What the hell is a she shed?
I have. Bork has not.
I'm also in character. Nikki has never heard of this. She's got a little book with like human terms.
A she shed is kind of like the man cave for women, where it's like in the yard, and it's basically a shed that has been remodeled for crafting and things like that. So she's like, oh yeah, that's where I do all of my gift wrapping. My friends bring me gift. I love gift wrapping. Yes, exactly. It's very heteronormative cis people who want to have their separate spaces because apparently they don't like each other. So yeah, so she's leads you downstairs. So what you see in this basement, it's kind of dark. Not a whole lot of light. When you see there's like a kitchenette, it's a complete disaster. Like garbage and takeout containers and all this stuff all over the counter, dishes, everything else. She kind of like makes a disgusted face but pretends she doesn't see it. And then he's got his bedroom, bed, no sheets, crumpled up comforter, no pillowcase, and just like clothes all over the floor. And then you go to you don't even want to look at the bathroom, and then his desk area is in what would be the living room of this basement space. And so the desk is just covered in cans and of like Monster Energy drink, Mountain Dew, that whole thing. Garbage can overfull with more takeout containers. And you see he's got a couple of monitors. He's got a real nice keyboard. And his little headphones are on the desk, all of that stuff. You can see that the chair was like kind of pushed back, and it's kind of turned like he had gotten out of his chair and not come back to his computer. And so she says, so yeah, this is his space. I don't like being down here. It's very dark and it stinks. So I'm going to leave you to it. And I will be upstairs if you need me.
We will brighten it up and get to it.
Bye-bye.
All right. So what are we looking at first here?
Yeah, as soon as she leaves, I start looking around. Can I investigate a mystery?
Absolutely. So you're going to roll plus sharp unless you have a move that changes that roll for you.
Okay, so that is where's my sheet again? Sharp. That is 4 plus 5. That's a 5.
Okay. And so when you roll a 5, nothing bad happens, so that's the good thing. In some of these rolls, if you roll too low, then something bad happens. If we were playing a campaign, you would mark experience for failing your roll. Okay. So Jay, you kind of take a look around and you're just like, you're distracted by the mess. You are like, fuck, man, you're like, there's nothing even good to steal here. Like, the computer is nice, but it would be really heavy. Like, you're just distracted by the fact that, like, there is nothing in this room that you want. And that's weird to you.
Yeah, this place, yes. Nope. She just kind of like crosses their arms and is just like, yep, I'm good. Like,
I think Nikki is just picking up things and then they vanish into her pocket dimension. She's like, foop. It's like trash too. She heard, we're going to clean this place up. And she started cleaning by putting them in her pocket dimension.
Does anyone else want to try to investigate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hate doing this to Bork because I know it's going to be really unpleasant, but I would like Bork to investigate using their good sniffer and ears.
Aww.
Bork. Oh,
Bork.
That's a 12.
Wow.
Nice. So Bork, you take it.
Plus, do I still get a plus 1? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, once you hit 12, you're good. So what you take a deep breath and you're just like, bleh, stale smelling nonsense. But then you kind of smell like the smell of sulfur in the air. and it's very faint. And so so you kind of smell this like faint smell of sulfur, and you're not really hearing anything because there's nothing in here to like really be interested in hearing. But what you do find, as you're looking around with your keen little eyes, you notice a something that you weren't expecting in this room, and you see this journal. And you open up the journal, and there's a page there, and this guy, it's like his manifesto. And what you find is he's saying like, oh, I'm going to bring hell to earth, and people are going to pay for not being cool to me, and all of these things. And so it's just like a list of complaints of all the people that don't like him because they were brainwashed by feminism and just nonsense like that. When in reality, this guy just stinks. He smells real bad. He doesn't shower often enough. He doesn't keep himself clean up. Like his area is disgusting. The reason that nobody likes him is because he's unlikable. And so you see that. But then the part that's really weird is there's a page where he's written down like tattoo ideas, and he has all these symbols that he thinks are like Norse symbols. Are any of you particularly in tune with like the occult? Yeah, so Alice,
I am. Yeah.
Alice and Nikki, you're looking over Bork's shoulder because Bork is just like making this like, I would say like a grumble, like you know how dogs do like the little boof, like when they're like ugh. So you're
So
interested.
Bork is reading this and just like cannot relate to any of this at all, and is just very confused.
Yeah. Exactly. And so so Alice and Nikki, you kind of walk over and you see this journal, and you notice that these symbols, the way that he's drawn them together, are a summoning spell.
Wow, a broken clock is right, I guess, twice a day. That sucks.
What do you mean?
Look at that. It's going to bring something here. It's like that symbol right there. It shouldn't connect to that one, but it does.
Oh.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
Wait, you think he summoned something by mistake?
Nobody like this does anything on purpose.
Huh.
Oh no. Do you have an idea of what it could be, or are there any other symbols that
So with
denote that?
the symbols that are there, knowing it's a summoning circle and the smell of sulfur, you kind of like you get like an inkling of something. So there's like a little you're like, okay, so smell of sulfur. Like Bork, do you narrate as you're noticing things, or is it more like you tell them once you've noticed it?
Oh, I think Bork definitely talks whenever they have a thought. So Bork is just sniffing around. It's like sulfur, might be demons. Smells like journal. Oh, book. And Bork is definitely like reading the words, mumbling them as they like. Bork is a read alouder kind of thing.
I love it. So yeah, so then you've all heard like all these hints, and so a couple of you for sure would know like, okay, this sounds fiendish, maybe a demon. Something's been summoned here that this guy wasn't ready for. You also, Bork, you can smell the faint smell of urine, and you're like, is that like from his bathroom not being cleaned, or is it like? And then you notice like specifically when you stand near his desk, you can smell it. And so you're starting to get a picture of what happened here. There was an accidental summoning, scared the shit out of this guy. Well, scared the piss out of this guy. And then and then you can like the you know how like dogs, one of the theories about why dogs know when you're coming home is because your scent kind of fades, and the levels of your scent is how they know when you're supposed to be coming back. So it's like that for you, Bork. Like you smell this like faint scent of sulfur near the desk, and as you travel around the room, it gets stronger as you head back up towards the stairs.
Oh, it's back. It's coming.
It's more like you're noticing that that's the direction it traveled.
It's
so
leaving.
There was a demon here, and now it's gone now.
That was a just mistake.
It's fine.
It's like,
It's perfect
it was-
for your character as well.
It was here, and then he and Bork just starts kind of walking up the stairs. And it's like, and then it went out the door. Maybe.
And as you
This way.
start leaving, Martha is at the top of the stairs, and she's like, "Oh, are you done already?"
We actually were just checking out the space to gather ideas about what we're going to do.
And we actually need to talk to your son about, the
Mhm.
vision that we have for the place. Do you know where he would be at this moment? Because we thought he would be here.
Oh,
You have a friend on fire.
a friend on. Oh, interesting. So like, when I asked if you were here about my son, it was because I reported him missing. The fact that you were here to fix his clean up his basement was just. I was very surprised by that. But I was gonna let you do it because it's gross down there. He's
Yes,
been
there's a
gone
bunch of trash.
for a couple of days.
Oh.
Oh no.
And she sees Nikki there with like the bags of garbage, and she's like,
Oh.
there's a recycling bin and a trash bin out in front. If you want to drop that off on your way out, that would be great."
I mean, she was literally putting trash into that like little
In her pocket
space
dimension.
in the
Okay.
magical dimension. She's just like just bamps all the trash out onto the floor. Like, I collected the garbage.
Oh, thank you,
Yes, you're welcome, mortal.
mortal. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for coming. If you need anything else, let me know. Here's the house number, and she hands you the landline phone number to this house, and says, "I haven't seen Russell in a couple of days. He's just been gone."
I'm guessing his phone is turned off or something.
What you noticed, is actually his phone's still in the basement.
Oh.
And no usual spots. Like you said he's been missing. You haven't checked around any of the usual spots he hangs out and
Well, I couldn't tell you where he hangs out. It's not like we're friends. I'm his mother.
oh, I see. Well,
Met him, right?
Of course I've met him. He lives here.
and you haven't have you reported him missing?
I reported him missing 2 days ago.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. Hope you find your son.
We're sure he'll turn up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he took a weekend vacation or something.
Yeah.
And
On fire.
with that, you get a ping on your cell phone, Sabina, from Cookie, and it's a link to a YouTube video.
Oh, our producer is messaging me some very important information that we should all go read outside. And then I run out.
What kind of vehicle are y'all in? Like, who's driving? I need to know this. Like,
Oh,
Mystery van.
is it
I was-
like
I
I
was
like
just
the
thinking
idea
the
that
big van.
like Miss Trudy has her 2000 Dodge Caravan. So I love the idea that Miss Trudy just has
Yeah.
a lot of minivans that she lends out because
yeah.
it's so discreet to drive around Seattle in either a minivan or like a Subaru. So it's just like she sends you out in different minivans. But which one of you is driving? That's what I'm interested in.
I'll drive.
Go
Okay,
for it.
Lauren's driving. Perfect. So anyway, so the link is a YouTube video, and when you pull it up, it is the video of this guy jumping onto the ice, throwing a referee into the stands, and stomping off, and you can see the indentations where his feet hit the ice, and it looks like it melted. Like you see, if any of you have been around snow, like when you see like the footprints, and then when the snow starts to melt and it gets slushy.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
what it looks like. So you see that in the ice at the rink. And then you hear like screaming, and it's kind of like shaky because it's clear that somebody like pulled out their phone and was like, what the fuck is happening at this event?
Wow. Okay.
Demon.
Sick.
Yeah.
Do any of this ring familiar to Nikki at all, being a divine being that got plunky plop plooped to the earth?
Yeah, this sounds like typical like fiend type behavior of just causing chaos, picking fights, going to places where he knows people will fight him, because I mean, like, It's hockey. Like people, he can get in a fight real easy there. You can kind of see like as he's walking, the steam rising from him, so it's like a bit hot. And so yeah, so you get this link to this YouTube video, and then you also get another link to the meetup that he goes to, and has a location that's in like some church basement.
Well, if a fiend wants to cause chaos, where better to do it than in a church with a bunch of. I have here next to Proud Boys the definition toolboxes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Cool.
Maybe he's at Al-Anon. Those are in church basements. They have free coffee and donuts.
Maybe.
Well, one way to find out.
I want donuts.
We all have our weapons, right? Because Cookie Monster said we should.
Oh, always just pulls out this
Always.
huge
Yeah.
trident, like
Dope.
I love
Lauren's
that
kind of
because
shaking.
Seattle is
Martha's
Seattle.
house.
Like you never look weird. Like people are just like, oh, it must be cosplayers. Must be LARPers hanging out. That's the best part of living in big cities. You can go out and whatever, and people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So you get it back into the van and you're headed over to this church. Finding parking is awful because it's Seattle. So you park a couple blocks away and you walk up. As you are walking up, you can see a woman, and she's wearing the robes of like a typical pastor. But her scarf has like it's rainbow. And she greets you. This is Sharon. And this is Pastor Sharon, and she greets you, and she's like, oh, hello, can I help all of you find something?
I look around at the group. I guess I'm the resident liar here. We're here for the meeting today.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, look. I just found out what those guys were meeting about. They pay a lot of money to meet, and I donate that money to good causes. Like Glisten. I love Glisten. I think that all of our sheep, even our rainbow sheep, are part of the flock, okay? No, I mean this in the best way possible. You all do not look like you belong in that meeting.
Or
Even
here's the word.
I don't want to
and
belong in that meeting.
The tail just pops out and like starts wagging. And Bork hears sheep.
Right. But maybe that's the catch. Maybe we're intending to look like we don't belong in the meeting, but maybe we do.
Maybe there's a demon in the basement.
And maybe we're here to help.
There
Maybe
isn't a demon in the basement. However,
We were told there would be donuts,
there's definitely
Yes.
donuts.
so we're in the
Okay,
right place.
Here's
Awesome.
the deal. I told them that I was evicting them at the end of this week. Like I said, I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what they were meeting about. I just recently found out who they are. And I feel awful. If you're here to deal with them, I'm going to pretend I didn't see you. And she says the entrance to our basement office, there's a separate entrance on the side of the building. There are stairs down to there. Thank you very much, friends. Also, service on Sunday is at 11 a.m. if you are interested in joining us. We have a very non-denominational service, and you are all welcome. But thank you for coming. Have a great day. And then she turns around, walks into the church, and closes the door.
Right.
Okay. Question. Did anyone else? Okay. I just want to make sure I'm reading the situation right. So the nice pastor lady said that she found out that they were doing crappy Proud Boy stuff, told them that she was going to evict them, and they're still here? Like they just
Oh,
didn't
like-
listen to her?
This is
Uh,
the end of the week. No, I think
End
it's
of the
like
week.
It's
she's
later.
like, oh, like I'm
Oh,
giving you a
okay.
notice, and if they're gone sooner, it seems like she's totally cool with that. I would
Oh,
appreciate it.
I see. Okay. Well then. Sounds like we have to do an eviction.
Before she leaves, is it possible if I could ask her a question?
Oh yeah, you can. As she's like turned around, you can stop her.
Oh, actually, I have one question.
Oh yes, of course. How can I help?
Is there when we go down there,
Mhm.
is there any entrances, exits we should know about? Is it one way in and out? Windows? What's the situation down there?
The windows are very small. And they're watertight because it rains a lot here, and we don't want the basement flooding.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, there's just the one entrance into on the side of the building, and then there's another entrance that goes up into the church. I locked that door.
Nice. Okay.
Did you folks need anything else from me?
Would you like a cookie?
Oh,
Yes.
sure. Why not?
Cookie.
Thank you. I'm going to enjoy this with my coffee. If you don't need anything else, I'm going to go inside now and pretend that I didn't see you.
You should wear headphones.
Mm-hmm.
She finds her face falls and she finds that kind of unsettling, and she's just like, we're starting choir practice. Thank you. And when you guys head towards the basement, what you hear is an organ playing.
Nice.
Just like first stepping into a church again for like the first time in a long time, everyone else kind of keeps going, and I think Lauren just takes a moment to breathe and calm herself down a little bit, because it's been a while since she was indoctrinated herself.
Mhm.
That's it.
Are you good, Lauren?
Yeah, I will agree. It's been a long time since I've just willingly walked into one of these buildings,
Yeah.
It took a lot from me.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. We're gonna go beat some ass down there.
Yeah, we are.
And she kind of goes to like fist you.
You do that, but you accidentally hit Worm's brass knuckles that she has on. So
There's like a little clink.
yeah.
Because they're wearing rings.
Yeah.
DIY brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So, as you go into this basement, that like musty smell of like old churches, old libraries, or just typical basement smell. It's got that damp smell to it, but it is very clean and pristine. You see some basic, like those long fold out tables, like the really nice heavy wooden ones along the walls. There's some like donuts and coffee, and little tea bags and hot water and all this stuff on this table. And then there's a group of guys sitting in a circle in these like fold out chairs, the plastic and metal ones that you see in different places. And so they're all sitting there, and they're all man spreading, and they all have on jeans and New Balance tennis shoes and polo shirts, and one guy has his sunglasses on the back of his head. It's those guys, and they're all white. They're all about middle-aged, like in their 30s. And they're like, when you walk in, immediately they're just like, and they look confused as hell.
Sup, toolboxes.
Are you looking for toolboxes, or are you calling us toolboxes?
I think we found the
Yes.
toolboxes.
Something
I-
a toolbox would say, by the way.
Incel say what?
What?
Yeah.
We're here for the nasty, crusty meeting.
And the donuts.
I mean,
don't know.
there's definitely donuts, but they're not for you.
Donuts
Oh.
are for everyone.
Not
I don't know if
these
we'll want
donuts.
these donuts
These are
though.
our donuts.
Quick question. Devil guy. Is he around? Have you seen him?
The fuck are you guys talking about? And what you notice is that each of these guys has like a different, like there's a black eye, there's a broken nose, one guy has a busted lip, like one guy has like a burn on the side of his head, on his face. You've seen the picture of Russell. These guys are similar in what he looks like, but none of these people is Russell.
Have you seen this person holding up like a picture of Russell?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Oh, fuck that guy, huh? Why fuck that guy?
So I need somebody's gonna have to roll manipulate someone to get these guys to talk. And
Let's
however you
do
decide to do that is up to you.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
gonna
it.
walk up to one of them with like a big bruise on his face and be like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe you got someone to actually touch you."
All right, go ahead and roll manipulate someone. And you can decide if you want to use your charm, your tough, or your weird for that one.
I'm gonna use my tough, and that's going to be a 10.
All right.
11. Well, it doesn't really matter. A 10.
So this guy's like, yeah, funny joke. Look, Russell was one of our bros, and then at our last meeting came in here and started a fight, and we totally kicked his ass. He's lying. They did not.
Yeah.
We figured.
Yeah, like we should see the other guy. Yeah.
He's like
Kickers.
totally kicked his ass, and like it was wild though. Like that guy had strength I'd never seen before. It was so weird. Yeah, and then he like burnt me with his fist. And so now they're all talking about all the different ways that this guy kicked their ass.
Yeah, big feelings, guys. Big emotions.
Are you
Where
gentle
did-
parenting these Proud Boys?
Uh-huh. Do I? Oh, I have an ability called Soothe. When I talk to someone for a few seconds in a quiet voice, I can calm them down and block any panic, anger, or negative emotions they have, as long as I can be heard. So okay, go. Yeah, big feelings. Yeah, you really.
Yeah, I felt
Yes.
betrayed.
Yeah, I'm sure that must have sucked a lot since you're so downtrodden and feel angry at the world. Can you tell us where Roussel went?
We haven't seen him since he left our meeting the other day, and I saw that like there's like this video that went viral of him at like the Kraken game, and then I heard he was at some like this bar we usually frequent, but like we haven't gone back there since the fight because we didn't want to have to kick his ass again.
Oh.
Right. That's why.
So I guess you won't. I mean, I was gonna propose maybe we could, if we see him, we could maybe send him a message and rough him up a little bit on your behalf, to be so helpful to you.
No offense, but we really don't need all of you to take care of our fights for us.
So anyways, where's this bar? What's it called?
And he writes down the address and hands you this bar. And it doesn't really have a name. It's just one of those places that says like beer, wine, spirits, and smoking allowed. And like that's the sign on what is a dive bar.
I take one of the donuts, I take a bite out of it, and I throw the rest of it at the guy's chest. Thanks.
I'd like to take all of the donuts into my pocket dimension.
What the fuck?
I'll say Bork's gonna try and just eat any donuts that are on the table, like
Yeah.
donuts in front of them.
So as you do that, Bork, one of them grabs you by the shoulder and is like, "The fuck are you doing? Those are our donuts."
We're your donuts, and you should
They're
get the fuck out of
supplied
here.
by the nice lady upstairs, and you should say thank you and
Yeah.
then leave.
We supply these donuts, actually. And the nice lady upstairs told us that we were evicted at the end of this week, and this is our last meeting here. So I
Actually,
don't
you're
give a
evicted.
fuck what she thinks.
You're evicted now, so you should get the fuck out.
That's a no. And he's going to throw a punch at you, and he totally misses.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I would like to punch him. Like, can I dodge?
Yes. So
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
go ahead and roll some kick some ass.
Let's fucking kick some ass. Okay, that is a.
And also in Monster of the Week, there is no initiative. And so you just all can popcorn out when you're ready to take a move.
That
We'll
is a
make sure everyone
9.
gets a turn before a 9. Cool. And so when you roll a 9, you can you inflict harm on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's going to happen is you are going to inflict more harm than he is because you're wearing like all these rings. You're trained in fighting. He's really not.
Yeah.
And so when you punch him, you hit him. Let's see, what would make the most sense? Yeah. Okay. So you go to like punch him, and because he was just about to hit you, tried to hit you, he's in the middle of a swing. And so when you go to like hit him, you aim for like his chest, and you hit like he's got his like cell phone in his pocket, and it's one of those old like flip phones.
Yeah.
And so it's real tough. So you take 1 harm, but he's going to take 2 harm, and you just kind of knock the wind out of him, and he's already on the ground.
So, like I said, you should get the fuck out of here.
And with that, one of the other guys is going to take a swing at Bork, the guy that originally grabbed Bork by the shoulder.
Oh no, Bork does not like that. Bork, it wants to. Well, is he going to hit first? I want to know.
So yeah, you
Bork
you
would like to try and
go
catch
ahead and
that fist and just like clock it back if possible.
Go ahead and roll your kick some ass.
Yeah, thank goodness that I have some bonuses to that. Okay, that is a 9.
Okay, and so it's the same situation. When you go to grab him, to take his grab his fist, you totally do. You're able to grab his fist and you punch him with the other arm, but his nails haven't been trimmed in a while, and he kind of gives you like a small cut on the hand because you grip a little tighter than you originally intended, and you totally put some claws into his hand, but then his nasty little claws get into yours. You're definitely gonna want to make sure you clean that out later. But yeah, you're able to clock him. You punch him across the jaw, and he falls to the ground, knocked out.
And that does 2 harm to him because of my claws.
Sure, absolutely. He's on the ground. He's knocked out. He's KO'd.
I would like to try and protect Sabina because she is our chosen. I know she doesn't need protecting.
Yeah, don't use that on me. Use it on someone else. No, seriously.
Okay. Who am I going to protect?
Probably
no one really needs protection.
She's I feel like Nikki's your like the one who's the least likely to immediately fight these guys. So maybe her. I don't know.
I'm not going to use the move protect someone. I'm going to use the move kick some ass because I'm going to use an old-fashioned hand weapon. You see an espresso tamp come out and some wrisks that have been the ends removed, so they're sharpened. And Alice is just going to be like, and run in and stab some jerks. That is a 12 for kick some ass.
Absolutely. So, you totally stab this guy. You don't get him in any important organs or anything, but you definitely got him. And so, all of the fighters, so you can pick an enhanced effect. So either all the hunters get +1 going forward. You could suffer no harm at all. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away in a rout.
I want to drive them away So hurting them with my whisk. Just like,
Okay.
get
So
the fuck out.
the one you stabbed, he immediately runs up the stairs. You do again, like you take a small amount of damage, but it's like you didn't expect that his body would give any resistance, and so maybe you like kind of get one of those like a, I can't think what's what I'm looking for. Bludgeoning, a little bit of bludgeoning damage to yourself. Like you stabbed him hard enough that you kind of just poked it into your own hand. And so your hand hurts a little bit, but it's not like so you take one harm. But it's something that you could easily like ice it and be fine. And so now there's just a couple of guys left and they want to run, but you're standing between them and the door. So either you can get out of their way, the rest of you who haven't had a turn yet, or you can kick some more ass.
No, I want to kick some ass.
All right.
So Sabine pulls out her mace, which is her special weapon. So heavy, round mace with spikes on it on the end of a chain. And she just like whirls it around on the chain and just tries to clobber as many of these dum-dums as she can.
Awesome. And their eyes go wide when they see this. They're fucking terrified.
Okay, so I'm rolling tough. That's a 10.
All right. So on a 10, you definitely do the damage and you can choose one effect. You gain the advantage or give advantage to another player. So that's a +1. You inflict terrible harm. You suffer less harm or you force them where you want them.
I would like to, first of all, if I just deal regular harm and not choose that effect, that still works, right? I can.
Yeah, like you do the harm and then you also get one of those effects. So you definitely are going to harm this guy.
Okay.
And they're weak, so like one hit's gonna take them out. But you can also choose one of these other things. So if you want to give like the next person a +1, you can, or you can take +1 for yourself. There's not gonna be another round. Like you all are way more powerful than these guys. So if you want to give +1 to Lorem or to Nikki, you can.
I will give +1 to the next person who acts. And then I have +3 harm because of my weapon, and I have devastating.
So what you see, everybody else, is Sabina starts whirling this around and just whacks this guy in the chest. And he goes flying backwards. Sabina, I said Sabina. I'm thinking of Star Wars. Anyway, so you roll this around, you hit this guy in the chest, he kind of falls backwards, and the devastating effect is that he pisses himself. Like, he's fully terrified. He's never gonna forget this. He's never gonna live this down. And they're always gonna remember him as PP Roberts for the rest of his life. And so yeah, so you fully embarrassed this man. Lorem, Nikki, what would you like to do next?
Would it be considered a specialist weapon if I just like use the coffee? Was there coffee in the room as well?
Yeah, one of those. They had those big coffee urns like the churches have. Yeah, one of those.
If I could like pick one of those up and kind of use it to swing around and hit them, and hopefully it like splashes open and it also burns them.
Absolutely, do it.
Okay, great. Ooh, that's a 12 with my bonus.
All right. So on a 12, you also get to choose one of these you get to have an enhanced effect. So do you want to suffer no harm, double the harm, drive them out, or get a +1 for all of the hunters?
Oh. The +1 will just be for this.
For this fight.
Little fight, so
Yeah.
not that one. I can give a +1 to Nikki.
All right.
And that does my attack does 4 harm.
Perfect. Yeah, so it fucks him up. Like you knock him out with the coffee. It splashes all over his beautiful white polo that was perfectly clean somehow, and now it's
His
covered
mom
in
cleaned
coffee.
it for him.
He would be screaming, but he's knocked out, so there's no screaming.
Well, we should probably take the trash out of this basement.
Are they all unconscious now at this point?
There's
Like,
one guy left. And he's
Can I
just
just
like, he's
rob
like,
all of
doesn't
them?
know what to do. He keeps like shuffling back and forth because he wants out, but he is afraid to like go anywhere near you all, and you are all blocking the way out of here.
Can Nikki just go up to him and go, wallet, please?
Absolutely. So roll either manipulate someone or kick some ass.
Let's do kick some ass because my tough is much better.
Okay.
But yeah, she's starting with this guy who's still up. She's just going to take all of their wallets and take all their money.
Jay is so proud.
Oh yeah, Jay is like,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah. He's got a +1, so it's an 8.
Okay. So the guy looks at you and just okay and hands you his wallet. And then you're gonna take I don't know, you can't really take harm from that situation. So you're going to
Take one stink smell. Like,
yeah, like he
it
smells
smells
bad. He gives you a headache.
Yeah.
So that's your one harm.
Meh. Yeah.
But yeah, so you take his wallet, you go around, you grab all the other wallets, and the last guy that he just handed you his wallet, he gives you his wallet and then he runs out the room, and he's just like, I'm gonna chance it, and runs past you all. So now they're all knocked out, but the one guy that just gave Nikki his wallet is gone. So you're able to collect all the wallets.
Yoink.
There's nothing really that interesting in there. And then
How much money did we get though?
and then you get a ping on your phone from Cookie, and she says you can throw away the piss pants. You can throw away the piss pants ID. I've legally changed his name. It is now PP Roberts. And so yeah, so you get that ping on your phone. Car just messaged me like Cookie would change his name. That was an ongoing thing in our campaign.
I love that. I love
Can I eat it?
Thank you,
The
Cara.
IT.
Yeah, IT hacked in, changed the guy's name. So
Let's post these online though.
Oh hell yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tag their workplaces.
Yep.
Yeah, so absolutely you can take pictures, you send them to Cookie. She's got a whole team of people that are like, their whole deal in life is making life hard for white supremacists. And so so she you can send her all the pictures and she'll plaster them all over the internet. 4chan, it goes viral. It's on TikTok. There's video because of course Nikki she's always on the phone with Cookie, so there's fully like video of this. It goes around on TikTok of all of you badasses kicking these guys' asses. You become like internet heroes for the next week. People are passing your videos around of kicking these guys' asses. So
Amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely kick their asses.
Before we go or
Yeah.
leave this place, I just wanted to make sure we actually all the ones that are passed out in the basement still. I want to take them outside and
Yes.
just like
Evict
lock the
them.
door behind them. Yeah, literally evict them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can put them in a pile too.
Mhm.
Like with Piss Boy on top.
Yes.
absolutely. You pile them all up. It's not even hard. Between like all your toughest people in Bork, you get them all into a nice little pile. More pictures are taken. You send this out. Cookie gets it out and disseminated across the internet.
But empty donut boxes on top of them.
Yep, empty donut boxes. The whole works.
Yeah.
And you see in one of the church windows, you kind of you see a quick like you see the thing close, like a curtain kind of close, and before that happens, you can see the pastor just like smiling and nodding, and then she closes the thing because she doesn't want people to know that this is like, she's very happy about this situation that you've all created.
Yeah.
She thinks it's very funny. And so yeah, I think
Or just
that this
waves
is a
at her.
perfect spot to take a quick break because we are about halfway through. We're about a little over a third the way to our goal of raising $300 for National Abortion Federation. So we're at $102. So thank you all very much for that. Help us fight the patriarchy by donating for reproductive rights. The links are in the chat, and I'll throw that up before I go take my quick break. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will be right back. Hello. Welcome back. Thank you for helping us get a third of the way to our goal. Let's see if we can raise some more funds for the National Abortion Federation, because here at TRPG, we believe that people with uteruses should get to make those decisions for themselves. And so we are hoping that we can help. So, friends, you just kicked the asses of a group of Proud Boys and have disseminated embarrassing photos and videos across the internet to show the world what these men truly are, and that is weak little babies. And now you have put out all this information. You know that the bar that this guy has been hanging out with, it's the same bar from the brief that you received that he had lit all of the alcoholic drinks on fire. So you can visit the bar, or you can choose to do something else. So what are we up to?
Bork's pretty comfy in bars. Bork used to be a bouncer, so Bork would be tending towards bar.
Yeah, bar sound good to me.
Good.
Yeah, same.
Bar, good.
So you pull up to this dive bar, and when you walk in, it smells like stale cigarettes and beer. There's a few different older gentlemen. There's a bartender behind the bar. He's a shorter, plump man with balding. He's starting to bald, and has like the little like, you know, like where it's like bald on top, but he kept the sides still. He hasn't given up on the fact that he's losing all of his hair. And he is wiping down the bar with a dirty bar towel, pretending to look busy.
I'd like to look around, see who else is in this bar. Anyone stand out?
Also, what time of day is it?
Oh, right now it's like 3 p.m. And so
A good time for this bar to be empty. Really.
Yeah. So there's just a couple of guys, you know, older gray-haired gentlemen, very weathered looking. They're, you know, in their flannel and in dirty jeans and work boots and stuff like that. A couple of guys that clearly work construction that they just got off their shift, and having a couple of beers. They're eating pretzels and peanuts, and there's these racks on the wall with like chips in them and stuff. This place doesn't serve food. And so, there's chips on the wall and things like that. So this place doesn't serve food. They typically tell you like, oh, there's a pizza place next door, like go get a slice. And it's like, it's terrible pizza. So it's all, that's all you see really. There's just a couple of guys in here and the bartender.
I'm gonna go grab a bag of chips off the wall and start eating it.
You got to pay for that, the bartender says to you.
Yeah, whatever. Hey,
Wait.
I just toss him a wallet. One of the wallets that we stole.
I just bamf out a wallet. Like,
It hits the bar because this guy has no like motor skills, and he picks it up, looks at it, opens it up, sees that it's not yours, takes a good long look at Bork and the rest of you, and just goes, and then pulls out one of the debit cards and
That's the right choice.
Well
Yeah.
Charge it and looks around. There's like not a lot of people in here yet, but there are people in here.
just a couple.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
And
of guys.
drinks are on us with that card.
And the guys just like, yeah, and like lift their beers and clink at
Yeah.
you. And this guy, the bartender, he looks at you all and is like, so you've not been in here before. Can I help you with something?
Sorry, go ahead.
we're on the understanding that it got lit in this bar the other night.
I mean, typically we wouldn't consider it that way, but yes, there was a small fire recently.
Tell us about it.
Some guy typically, he's usually comes around. His name's Russ. He started a fight with some of the other guys in here. I've never seen him do that before. And then at one point, he had gotten physically overwhelmed. Like there was a lot of people fighting this guy, and he was taking on all of them. But it got to a point where there was just too many, and I heard he like yelled something. It sounded like he was like cocking a loogie. It was real gross. And then all of a sudden, all of the guys flew back, and all of the drinks in the bar lit on fire. It was wild. I thought that maybe I had poured for myself or something, and that I was seeing things. But yeah, so that happened. And then he left.
Did he seem the type of person who could easily do that, typically?
I mean, no. Those guys kind of, they talk a big game, but usually if anyone challenges them, they kind of typically back down.
Interesting.
That day, like sulfur before the fire.
Yeah, now that you think about it, like those guys don't usually smell great, but they've never smelled like sulfur before. That was a bit weird.
Was he with anyone else? Did it seem?
Nah, those guys, unless they're with each other, they don't usually come in here with people.
They say anything about anything?
Something about a bunch of fucking losers. Can't believe you believe this shit. And that was basically it. Real deep voice. Usually Russ doesn't sound like that. It was kind of weird.
You know, so Russ wasn't acting like himself and didn't sound like himself.
Not exactly.
You have an
Probably.
idea where you might have gone after here?
I have no idea. It's not like I'm friends with the guy. I just serve beers here. They're regulars, shitty tippers, but I get what I get for working here.
Did he
Yeah.
use the bathroom or go anywhere else in the building?
No. After the lighting all the drinks on fire thing, like he peaced out. Everyone was a little bit dazed. But yeah, it was that was basically it. I had to pour everyone a new drink. That was really annoying. But yeah, he just left.
This bar has smoking, so could there have been confusion there?
Well, I mean, like, sure, but there were drinks that shouldn't have been able to be lit on fire. Like, even the people who were, like, drinking just, like, a Coke, had their drink light on fire. So...
So, okay.
And with that, you guys get a ping on your phone because there has been another disturbance. And so this one actually is, interestingly, south in Tacoma, which is with no traffic, a 45-minute drive. But because there's always traffic in Tacoma, it's going to take you a couple hours to get there. But you see that in another dive bar down in Tacoma, there's some guy there, and in this case, he hasn't left. He's just hanging out there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Has Nikki been to Tacoma before?
I think maybe. Why? Where are you going with this, Darby?
Because I have a move called Angel Wings. I can instantly go anywhere I visited before to a person I know well.
Okay.
And I can carry 1 to 2 people with me.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if I should just bam, back and forth.
Oh, and like take everyone there?
Yes. On the downside, I will have to roll every single time.
What happens if you roll poorly?
You. So if I go by myself, it's totally fine. If I carry someone with me, on a 10 plus, we get where we wanted. On a 7 through 9, I don't quite manage it, and we're either separated or we're in the wrong place.
Okay. Well, is that something you want to chance? Because I'm going to tell you that Bork, you have to carry by themselves. And then the rest you can do them in sets of 2. So you'd have to roll 3 times total.
We need donations.
I can get us there without traffic. Maybe.
Um,
It'll be fine. What could go
Could
wrong?
we
I
do a portal? Could
could-
we do some magic?
Portal magic.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Can someone?
So
That would be
who
great.
here has magic? Like, who here has magic?
I do.
I am weirdly really good at magic despite being a werewolf
Okay.
Carry your
because I
magic.
am
Oh.
innately magic.
You know what? I bet like one of the ritual rooms in one of the Pete's, we could hop to another Pete's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you that
We have to sneak Sabina in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the things about portals and things like that, that's going to be considered big magic. And so it would still take you a couple hours, but at least you wouldn't have to sit in traffic.
This is
And you have
true.
to sneak Sabina in. So
Yeah.
since
They
she's
don't,
banned from Pete's.
They don't take too kindly to me showing up anymore.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, but there were monsters in there. No one
Yeah.
believed me, but I saved a lot of lives that day.
I mean, if you don't want to risk Pete's, we could go to Starbucks.
Would they even let us in? As well, former, in my case, Pete's people.
I mean, maybe we have to give them a really good reason, but sticking it to these jerks might just be good enough of a reason.
Wait, what if we all pretend to be Starbucks people?
We could do that.
I might
We
Infiltrate.
do that.
I might know somebody that
Yeah.
we could. I got Fixer as the background thingy, so maybe I know someone. Maybe question mark keeper.
Like somebody who
Maybe-
works for Starbucks.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read what's this said.
You know, someone
I
at
like that.
Starbucks.
We're so reluctant to go into traffic.
We're like,
Too real. We don't
way
want to
better
play that.
Too real.
heist, take weird
Okay,
flying magic.
so go ahead and roll, and then we'll decide who you get for this.
Okay. Cool.
Momo.
Cool. Okay. Okay. That's a 10.
Okay. So on a 10 plus, you know just the person who will be interested in helping you. You need to, it's you buy something, sell something, or hire someone. So
Yeah.
so as the Crooked, you know that there is somebody that people call the ferryman, who has connections with all of the coffee shops in the area.
Mhm.
And so he could totally get you into a Starbucks to portal into another Starbucks in Tacoma.
Nice. Yeah. We could the ferryman.
Yeah,
I know a
so
guy. We
yeah,
could do that.
text him or call him.
I'm gonna call him.
Okay. So you call and you get his voicemail, and the voicemail's like, "Hey, you know who it is. Don't leave me a voicemail. Text me if it's important." Beep.
Okay. I hang up right away. I'm just like, damn it. And I text him and I'm just like, hey dude, we need your services. Starbucks, hit me up.
All right, and we've
And
got
give him the
we've gotta
details.
hydrate and chat. So,
Oh
drink,
yes.
drink your tea.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So he texts you back. All right, cool. Meet me at this Starbucks and sends you, the location. in Capitol Hill, and so you head over there. It takes you forever to find fucking parking. You get parked, and like Miss Trudy has a gray ink like parking thing, so she can get away with you can get away with parking pretty much anywhere as long as you can find a spot. Because that's just the reputation that Gray Ink has. Like all the monsters and spookies in the area will always like make sure that nobody messes with her. So so she so you park the van and you head over to this Starbucks, and this guy meets you at the entrance. He's wearing a very sharp business suit. He's about like medium height. He's dressed very well, nice leather shoes, very well groomed. He smells really good, and he's got on some like dark sunglasses, and you recognize that this is the ferryman.
Yeah.
Hey. So all of you?
Yep.
Cool. It's gonna be 200.
I'll bamf out another wallet.
Just throw some wallets at him.
But
Cool. All right. This will do, I guess.
Put on another 100 for yourself.
Sure. And
Tip.
so he takes you inside this Starbucks. He doesn't even look at the baristas. He just walks to the back, like the employee only door, punches in the code and heads in, and then takes you off to the right. And then what you see is just like a storage shelf that's just got like full of like extra beans and cups and all that stuff. And he just keeps walking and walks through it and to the other side. And on the other side is like a little, you see like a little gate, like a little arch. And he kind of gestures you all through this archway.
Bork standing at the barista line, just be like, 6 cake pops and a dulce de leche frappuccino, please.
Oh yeah, no problem. What name do you want me to put on the cup?
Bork.
Right. Cool. No problem. And
Bill spells
so
it wrong.
and can I get anybody anything else? All right, cool. What flavors of cake pops did you want? We have chocolate, we have birthday cake pop, and we have the special unicorn cake pop that is a vanilla cake with funfetti in it.
I would like all of the cake pops.
All that we have?
yes.
Oh, okay. We have
Put it on the same card.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. You're gonna enter it right there. And she goes and she pulls all of the cake pops. You're sure you want all of them?
All of them.
Okay. And there's like 30 of them. And then another barista makes your drink and hands it to you. It says Bork question mark, like they were really confused about what name you said. And they hand it to you. Real quick aside, my students finished their last paper. We did a coffee house theme get together, like with all the kids, and I set up a cafe and I made them hot chocolate or herbal tea. And they, one of the kids suggested I write their names wrong. And so they were so delighted. I wrote their names wrong the whole time. I was like, I'm your barista. And so I wrote all their names wrong. And they were so tickled by all the weird ways I spelled their names. Yeah. Fifth graders are so fun, y'all. But anyway, so she gives you a bag, like one of those little bags with the handles. It's full of cake pops. Hands that over. You pay. And then the ferryman just takes you back to this arch. Yes.
No, it was a question for Jess, actually. I don't know why it keeps popping in my brain. Can Bork have chocolate?
Oh, that is a good question.
I mean, like, it's a werewolf situation, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah,
So, like, the human side or
I'm gonna say Bork can have chocolate when in full human form,
Okay.
but as soon as ears or tail come out, Bork
No
cannot have chocolate. And Bork is not the sharpest crayon in the box, so Bork sometimes forgets.
The thembos of the group. They're sticking the cake pops into the donuts and then sticking the entire things into our mouths. Like,
Yeah, Bork just try to smush a donut around a cake pop, being like, donut stick.
Brilliant,
Such
actually.
cake nut.
Sure. Dough pop. Dough pop.
It sounds less gross than cake nut.
Dope.
Yeah. Dough pop.
I muted on OBS, but you all heard me. So yeah, so the ferryman, he's like, he kind of sighs and looks at his watch as he waits for you all to come back with all the cake pops and the drink and all that stuff. And then you can go ahead and go through this portal. He's already like messaged the baristas on the other end, so they are expecting you to come through, and you exit a Starbucks in Tacoma. You still have to find your way to that bar, though. So, the bar.
Can Bork sniff out the bar because they have sniffed out this man before?
Well, you could, but you also have the address. The issue isn't that you don't know where to go. The issue is, how are you going to get there? Because it's about a 15-minute drive south. So for walking, it's going to take you probably a full hour to walk it. And so yeah, so there's that issue.
I could hire a driver.
You could order a Uber XL, get you all in there.
An Uber XL with this dude's card.
Yeah.
Next dude's card. Let's go.
do it.
All right.
Let's
Party
go.
living wallets.
So yeah, so you Uber
Uber
XL.
Black.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the vehicle pulls up. You used Great Ink's account to call up this car. So it's not actually Uber, the app. It's a Great Ink network vehicle, and so they show up. And you get in, and it's this guy that you get in with. He's got real scaly skin, no ears, and slitted eyes, and he turns and he's like, "Hey, where are y'all headed?"
To destroy a weak man.
Yeah, all right. That sounds like fun. Give me an address and I'll get you there.
We all have the address on our phones, huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
You give him the address. He punches it into his little GPS, and he's like, "Oh, yeah. So you guys heard about like the demon dude that's hanging out here, right?"
Yes. You heard about that?
And and when he blinks, it blinks sideways. This is definitely just some kind of lizard man. And he's like, "Yeah, man, Gray Ink hears all about these kinds of things, and I gotta avoid the traffic and all that, to drive people around. So yeah, I'm not worried about it though. I can get y'all there if you buckle up."
Yeah.
All right.
Buckles.
And so he starts he peels out of this Starbucks parking lot and gets you guys over to this this property where this fiend guy is hanging out. And there's just like circles of local police, and they don't know what the fuck to do. They're not, this is way out of their wheelhouse. And you all pull up, and this guy screeches to a halt, and he's like, "All right, now, like, do you guys need me to like hang out here and give you a ride back, or like I'm kind of curious what's gonna happen, so I don't mind staying."
Yeah, if you're down to stick around, that'd be great. Maybe if we need a ride back.
Right on. And so he clicks the buttons in his little app and turns himself off so he can't be hired by anyone else. And he's like, "Cool. Yeah, so like Miss Trudy, like, she's a great boss, yeah."
Yeah. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well,
She made us cookies.
yeah, she sends us cookies down south all the time. It's awesome. Anyway, have fun and kick some ass or whatever.
Of a dough pop for waiting.
Oh, wow. Awesome. And his tongue sticks out, grabs the dough pop, pulls it back into his mouth, and he's just like nomming away, and he just smiles, and he's like, man, I love the Seattle area. People here are so nice. Seattle frees my ass. And he just, and like this vehicle is fully like heat blasting. Like it's so hot in here.
He's a lizard man.
He's a lizard man. You get out.
Love it.
You're a bit sweaty. And so what you see is this another like dive bar.
Bork does a big shake.
Yeah. No sweat glands. So you see this scene unfolding of a bunch of people who don't know how to deal with this situation. And you like see the walls of this dive bar just kind of shake. And the windows break, and you can hear this voice from the inside, and he's like, who's next? And is just like hold up in here. He's been fully surrounded, so now he is getting to that point where he's starting to feel a bit overwhelmed. And so what would you like to do?
Who's next? Sounds like he's next, right?
You're right.
Definitely.
Time for him to leave.
Should
Do
we
we
make
just-
a plan, or
Yeah.
Are we gonna like run in, like?
What do we think?
Bork starts unzipping their pants to make them shorts. And it's like, good plan, good.
Oh my god, I love this.
Zip your pants.
Bork is so PNW. I love this for him.
I love
Mhm.
work.
Yes.
Yeah. Could we read a bad situation?
Absolutely. Roll read a bad
Ooh.
situation.
Ooh, can I roll that too?
Yes.
I got a 6.
Can I read it too or help with it?
So if you roll above a 7, you can bring that 6 up to a 7.
Okay.
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll a help out, but you would add plus cool.
Bork is many things, but Bork is not cool.
I think Bork's really cool.
I think
Oh.
that's cool.
Bork is the coolest.
Mhm.
Bork got a 7, but it
Ooh.
brings it down to a 6 because Bork is not cool.
All right. So that's
Bork
that's
is cool in our hearts.
Hey,
That's
Bork, we still have a +1 from our pool from our donations.
That's-
Do you
Oh.
wanna-
Ooh.
Yep. So
So
Bork
that's
can,
a 7.
Bork can help out. So
Yes.
what that does is when you help out, you do get the +1 to Sabina's roll, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger. And so
Bork is no stranger to danger.
yeah, so I'll tell you what that is in a moment. So on a 7 to 9, you get to ask one question. So each of you can ask one of these questions. If you have a different question that's along the same lines, that's fine too. So go ahead and pick one of these questions. Do you have the list in front of you or need me to read it?
Can you read it, please?
Yeah. Here, I'll put it. I'll see if it'll let me copy and paste it into our chat. Yeah, it does. Okay. So you got, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims? And I'm going to tell you now that there are no more victims because he's already kicked all of their asses and they're all laid out in the, he's thrown them out of the bar. So they're all in the parking lot on the ground.
Okay.
Maybe any dangers we haven't noticed? Or
Okay.
biggest threat, maybe? What do
Yeah.
y'all think?
Yeah,
So yeah, you have, between all of you, you have 2 questions. So yeah.
Okay.
definitely dangers we haven't noticed.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know about the second one. I was thinking maybe yeah, what was the other one you said? Biggest threat?
Yeah, biggest threat.
Sure.
Yeah, so right now the thing that might get in your way is these police officers, and then the biggest threat obviously is the guy that's yelling like who's next. The danger that you haven't noticed is like right now is just that this guy is kind of self-contained into this area, but he could come out, and if he gets out of the bar, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be harder to track him down. And so there's a couple of things that you know from working with Gray Ink on getting rid of the local police force. There's a different tactics, and so one of them is to have Cookie hack in and cause a disturbance on the other side of town that they would find more interesting. You could just have somebody to go tell them you've got this. The Gray Ink has a reputation in the state of Washington and such that like any trouble that they don't want to get into, because they're weak babies, you all take care of, and they know that, so that's another option. So it's up to you all how you want to get them out of here, because they're quite jumpy, and they're going to be more trouble than they're helpful.
Yeah, so maybe we get the cops. Did we get Gray Ink to tell the cops to let us in, to back off?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe Cookie can help us out with that.
In someone's background right now.
Kind of perfect.
Yeah, and
I think that's me. Sorry.
What ends up happening? Oh wow! Did we just get another big donation? Thank you.
Hey,
We're at
oh,
$250.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so we are just $98 from our goal. So we
Hey,
can do it.
let's go.
We have about 45 minutes left of the game to raise that last $98. Okay, so you get a text from Cookie that says I'm on it, and there is on all of a sudden all of their radios are going off with different issues that are easier for them to deal with, and so they're like, all right, we're out of here, and they get in their cars and they all go off in different directions. So you've gotten rid of them, and then this bar has you've noticed it's got a couple of entrances, so you could go in the back, you can go in the front. All the windows are blown out. You can hear this guy raging inside, and you start to see smoke.
I mean, part of me is
and
like,
now the danger part that Bork has exposed themselves to. You hear like a big grunt and a sniffing sound as this guy comes into the doorway of the bar, sees you all, and zeroes in and notices you. That sweat smell he can smell from inside this bar, and he says, "What are you doing here?" And this voice is not the kind of voice you would expect from this body.
We could ask you the same thing. What are you doing here?
Having fun. and he says that. He looks at all of you, and all of a sudden you see this smoke rise and rise and rise as the body that he is contained in explodes into ash. And standing there is a big fiendish character with wings and horns and the villain goatee, and he's bright red and his eyes are dark yellow, and when he's snorting out of his nose and smoke is coming out and billowing off of him, and he kind of shakes all the ash off of himself, and he looks like he's about ready to charge, and he kind of flexes his fingers and he cracks his neck, and he's getting ready for a fight.
Yeah. Oh, that's a coincidence, because we also came for fun, and I'm gonna like pull out the gun and I start shooting.
Yeah, I just start blasting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you see, Lauren opens up one of the compartments on her holster, like halter thing, and it's bullets that have water inside of them. And she starts loading her shotgun.
Bork has a Borkster sword on his back, and is just gonna pull that out and go charge it.
All right.
Borkster sword, I love it.
Bork's a hero.
Bork is
Bork.
a hero.
Absolutely.
I love Bork in this house.
We're all Bork fans here.
Love Bork.
As this guy, he as he sees all of you getting ready, he raises his hands up, and a couple of the bodies that are laying on the ground stand up as well. and he snaps his fingers, and they too explode into ash. And now there's also a couple of smaller demons standing there, and they're all just laughing this deep, throaty, chesty laugh as you all come towards them. They're ready for this fight.
Yay.
In
Yeah.
a very Buffy moment, Sabina's going to like take out her mace and twirl it and then look at you all and say, "Did I miss a joke? I think I missed the joke." And then snap, throw the mace at
All right.
whoever.
Go ahead and roll to kick some
Yes.
ass, everybody. We
Oh.
can start with Bork charged in first. We can start with Bork.
It's good.
Is there a +1? I did not roll.
We did recently get a donation, so yes.
Oh yeah, we got a fat donation too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
not take it because work the +1 because that's a 14.
Holy moly. Yeah.
Obliterated.
So as
And
you
my
run in,
Sword does 3 harm.
yeah. So you run in, and on a 12 plus, you get to pick an enhanced effect. So you can give everyone a +1. You can suffer no harm yourself. Your attack can do double the normal harm. Your attack can drive the enemy away. What would you like to do with that?
Oh, I know the polite thing to do would be to give everyone +1 forward.
But what would
But
Bork do?
charging with my Borkster sword, I would really like to do double the harm,
Do
which
it.
would be
All right.
6
Yeah.
against this
So
demon.
absolutely, you can do your double the damage. So you go after. Are you going after one of the smaller ones or the
Big guy.
All right. So as you head into this
Or
fight,
I would say he has his little goatee and it's been a long day and Bork's getting a little scruffy around the face too. And Bork is just mad that a bad man has similar facial hair.
all right, fantastic. So Bork heads in with this and just goes to slice this guy. He slices this guy across the chest, and it's just starting to you see like smoke rise, and the wound is big and open, and a bunch of black inky blood spills out, but then the wound starts to kind of close up a little bit.
I got a 13.
All right. What is Jay up to?
Yeah, Jay took their gun out and is shooting at them, blasting, and I will give every hunter a +1 going forward.
All right. And then and so are you going after the same big guy or one of the other little guys?
I'm going for the big guy.
All right. Yeah, and so how much damage does it do?
That is a 2 for my
All right.
9mm.
So as you shoot this guy, you're shooting right in that same wound that Bork has shot into, and so now it
Oh, yeah.
stops healing back up for sure.
Mhm.
What's Sabina up to? So you got that mace going.
Yeah, Sabina did not roll well at all. And honestly, even taking a +1 wouldn't help because she rolled a 4. Oh, wait, I do have 2 tough. Wait a minute. Hold on. I rolled a 4.
Yep.
+2 is 6.
+1 is 7.
So +1 is 7.
So it's a partial success.
I'll take it.
All right. So on a 7, you inflict harm on each other. And what is your weapon harm?
Weapon harm is 3.
Okay. And then what's
Well,
your...
2, and then I have devastating. That's the extra +1.
Got it. Okay. And then what armor rating do you have?
I believe it's 1. Yes,
Okay.
1.
So then and you're going after the big guy or one of the other 2 smaller ones?
Going after the big guy.
Okay. So as you hit him with your mace, and you said you had thrown it, or are you like in melee range?
I imagine it's on a longish chain.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit closer than ranged. Not quite melee yet.
Okay. And so
If that's
as you
okay.
do that, you shoot, it shoots out from on your chain, and it definitely hits him in the chest, and then he's going to yank you forward. And so that you're going to take 1 harm. And just like it's like he pulled a muscle, gave you a bit of whiplash by pulling you forward, because it does hit him in the chest, but then he grabs the chain, and now you are in melee range of this guy.
Okay. All right.
What is the rest of you doing? It hasn't had a turn yet.
I would love to use some magic and
Absolutely.
give Sabina a bit of some magic armor.
All right.
I can do that.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll plus weird.
All right. So that is going to be 8.
Okay. And then you did get a +1, which won't matter because it's still going to be within 7 to 9. So you're going to choose your effect and a glitch.
Okay. I think that Sabina gets this really epic glowing aura around her and her weapon. Um, but I think
So are we
the
enchanting a weapon, doing something beyond human limitations like giving her armor, trapping somebody, banishing somebody? Which one is like? Are we going with do
um
something outside of human limitations?
yeah, I think that was kind of what I wanted to do.
Perfect. Okay.
Was
So we're gonna give her 2 armor instead of 1. And then what glitch are we choosing?
glitch. I'll draw. Oh, I like problematic side effect,
Okay.
and I think that it is really bright, just like lights up the whole room.
Okay. So so you give Sabina this magical armor. It is a bit bright, and so it is going to protect her to take less damage. And so we're going to add 1 to her armor. But then it's also going to inflict a -1 on attack rolls because she's having a harder time seeing because now she's got a bright light right in her face. All right, so who hasn't gone? Is it Alorum and Nikki haven't had a turn? Okay, so what you up to?
I'll punch the big guy.
All right,
uh,
go ahead and
not.
kick some ass.
Yeah, we can kick some demon booty. Yeet.
And you get a +1.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. 11.
All right, so on a 10 plus, you get to, where is it? You get
Choose an
1
extra
extra effect. So you gain advantage, you inflict terrible harm, you suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them.
I would like to inflict terrible harm onto this being.
All right, so you get
With
to
my
inflict 1 more harm. Are you just punching it, or are you using a weapon?
I'm using, so she has this giant silver trident that is a silver 3 harm hand holy weapon that
Oh, it's holy even. Okay.
so just jumping up, like using a bar stool to like hop up and then just slam down.
Great. Yeah, and so as you do this, he actually starts screaming in that deep voice, and you see that where you have punched your trident into him is starting to sizzle and smoke, and this guy, he's hanging on by a thread. This big guy is just he's not feeling good. You guys have really truly kicked his ass.
All yours, Lorem.
When you say that, Laura just grins really, really wide, and it's a little creepy because she doesn't usually do that. And she grabs her sawed-off shotgun and she loads one and shoots a holy water bullet into the demon.
Right. Yeah, roll to kick some ass.
Oh, that's a 9 plus 2
Plus
is 11. Plus 1 is 12, if
All
that
right.
matters.
So you get to pick an enhanced effect. This guy's barely hanging on, and you'd still have the other 2 little minions. So you could give +1 to everybody, suffer no harm, double damage, or drive them out.
Well, this does 4 damage, so I don't think he needs to do 8. But I can give everyone else a +1 if we need it.
Perfect. Yep. So as you shoot this holy water, it goes right into that same wound that has already been opened up, and it splashes inside this guy's body, and he just melts into a puddle of his black goo. And so you've got just the two little minions on the side. As you do that, there is some backsplash, and you take a little bit of like poison damage, like acid on your skin, and so you'll take 1 harm.
Okay.
But yeah, so everyone's got their +1 forward, and yeah, so we're back at the top of the round, as the two little minions, they yell and come in and try to attack. So who went first last time? Is Bork?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say Bork is just going to holding the sword and starting to completely wolf out, look at the two minions and go, run.
All right. Are you rolling to manipulate someone, or
No, I'm real bad at that.
I'm gonna let you use tough if you want, or
Okay.
weird.
Okay, I can do that. I'm using weird.
Or tough, whichever is better for you.
Okay. That would be a 10.
All right. So so they look at you, and they turn like they're gonna start running. They definitely listen.
And Bork is going to chase them because I like my prey moving.
All right. So they start running and you start chasing. Who's up?
I think I'm up. Yeah, I will go ahead and I was looking at the wrong page. Let's do this. Let's just try to shoot them again. The person who's running away.
All right.
Or the demon, that's a 5. And a 6, that's an 11. Plus 1, so that's a 12.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
So you get that same extra effect. So you can give everyone +1, which they already have right now. Suffer no harm, double damage, or drive them away, which they're already being driven away. So
Let's double damage them. Let's just end them if we can.
Okay. So how much damage are you doing total to one of these guys?
4.
All right. So and what weapon were you using?
My 9mm.
Okay. So as they run and you shoot them, you notice that they definitely take the wound, and it's they're spilling some black blood. It kind of starts to heal though. All right, who's next?
I am.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm standing next to a puddle of devil goo.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna get in melee range of one of the other little demons.
All right.
And make another attack.
Do it. Roll to kick some ass. Also, thank you,
Oh my
everybody. We've gone $2 over our goal and have raised $302 for the National Abortion Federation.
Awesome.
I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure. And thank you
Okay,
for the
Darby.
wiggle, right in my feet. You really have to see it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. Super
Hell
exciting.
yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
Yay.
you so much.
I rolled the exact same as before. A 3 and a 1.
All right. I'm going to give you a +2 because we just hit our goal. So
Ah,
what's your
yay!
total?
Okay, so 4 plus 2 plus my tough is 6, plus another 2 is 8. Do we still have that rolling +1, or that was last round?
You still have it. So that's a total of 9.
9,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's still you're still gonna do your damage, and then you'll take some damage as well.
Alright.
So I'm gonna say that, like, because you're standing in this acidic goo, that you do take a little bit of damage, like acid damage.
Mhm.
But you definitely get to hit one of these other guys as they're running away. So you definitely do. Are you picking the one that's already been injured or the other one?
I think the other one.
Okay. Yeah, so you hit this guy in the back as he's running with your mace, and he kind of stumbles and stops running and turns to face you. He has your spiky ball made it like the perfect imprint. And he's definitely got a wound that's slowly going to heal over time, but I doubt that he'll live long enough. So, who's up? Oh, yeah, you already took damage from the goo. So.
Okay.
I think it's me, and I want to.
Oh, that's right. You did the aura before. So Sabina, you're not going to take any damage.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, great.
You've got on some like Doc Marten boots that have totally protected your feet from this goo.
Thank you, Alice.
Yeah.
Grunge, grunge vibes have saved you.
Grunge magic, yes. Soundgarden
Yes.
plays.
Oh my god.
Put it on the jukebox here in this crappy dive bar. Well, I'm a magician. I'm a practitioner of magic, and I think the best thing for me to do here in this situation is I'm going to throw up a ward on the door so that no more toolboxes may enter here.
Mhm.
right. Go ahead and use some magic.
Yeah. They will be henceforth gone from this place. Great. That's going to be an 11 on the dice, 13 with weird.
All right. Yeah, so your ward definitely works. I am going to go ahead and choose one of the effects, and then I'm going to give you a couple extras.
Yeah, I'm going to bar this place to a specific person or type of creature, and I'm going to choose type of creature and say incel low life.
All right. Yeah, so going forward, this bar will no longer be able to have incel lowlives come in. When they try, they just get this like awful sick feeling in their stomach, and they have to leave before they could even get through the door. The other effect I'm going to offer you is that the aura that is around Sabina is no longer going to impose any disadvantages.
Yes, please.
So yeah.
Those glowing docks now, like the burnish is now manageable.
Yeah. All right. Who's left? We got Lorem and Nikki.
Oh, just hitting again. I just love to kick some ass with that big holy spear.
Yeah,
Just
do it.
tridents. Yoink. No, we don't still have that +1 for it. 9.
You do actually, because like somebody gave
Oh.
everybody a +1, so 10
Mhm.
is your total. Yeah. And so on a 10, you get to choose one extra effect. So you do your harm. What else would you like to do to this this smaller demon?
I just like to I'd like to inflict terrible harm, but instead of like, stab with the trident, I'd like to just like baseball bat, like whack him flat side of the trident and just like smack him into a wall.
Sure.
Just like,
So as you make purchase on this guy with the other side of your trident, flat side of it, and throw him into a wall, you see the imprint of your trident on his skin because it's a holy weapon. And when you knock him into the wall, he explodes into more black goo. So there's just one demon left.
4.
All right, Lorem.
With the super badass music or whatever playing in the background. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was born in 1997.
I'm old.
I will do a close range, super gory shot with the shotgun, and just allow all of the whatever residual stuff to hit me because Lorem is reveling in this shit.
All right,
So.
go for it. Roll to kick some ass.
That is a 6 plus 2 is 8.
All right.
Plus 1 is 9. If that made
Yeah, we have to get to a 10 to get all the way up there. So so you do some damage. You inflict your harm, and then they inflict some back. So as you shoot this guy with your holy water bullet, it definitely does. How much damage do you normally do?
4.
Yeah, so it does 8 because it's holy water. And as that explodes, it does end up all over you. So you do take 2 harm from the exploding goo. But but now you've got so you've got the goo all over you, goo in the floor, and you're all standing there. All the demons are gone. You've kicked some Proud Boy ass. Like, it's been a real good day for all of us. Fuck the patriarchy. The best way you can by punching Nazis. You've dealt with the demon. And you're all, it's how I usually typically end Monster of the Week sessions is with Sunday dinner at Miss Trudy's. And so Miss Trudy invites you all over because you had a real good mission. And usually she has her family, but they're all on various missions or out of town and things like that. And so she sits you down for Sunday dinner and makes you a full meal. There's dinner rolls and a roast chicken and veggies and everything that she knows you guys like. Really great dessert. Just a really nice spread of food. And she's at the head of the table. And all right, girl, my dears. Did you have a really great time and dealing with all of these what you call them Proud Boys?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be very proud anymore.
No.
Like,
They had nothing to be proud of to begin with.
I saw the
Creepy
videos.
boys.
It was quite funny the way that you made that one piss his pants.
Piss boy.
Yeah.
Phoebe Roberts, I think, is what Cookie told me that they've changed their name to. So that's
Mhm,
quite good.
mhm.
Quite funny, really. Well, good job then. And as the camera pans out on this dinner scene, what are your characters doing after dinner? Like, what are you thinking about? What are you doing after dinner? What's your epilogue for this character at the end of this episode as we run the credits? And we'll do that, and then we'll come back around again for plugs.
Lorem, you see, when it gets real dark, after having a good time with everyone and their team, they will go to a nearby graveyard and walk over to a not so recent grave. There are fresh flowers there put all the time, and they sit down right in front of the tombstone and say, well, that's it's a little bit more retribution for you, my love. We'll see what else can be done. I don't know if there's any hope for me, but I'm trying like you wanted me to. And one day I'll make something good out of myself. That's it.
Doing it a call on people. Darby, what's
Oh,
Nikki up to?
okay.
I think Nikki's pulling out after dinner, ate a massive amount of food. It's just still pulling out cookie, donut, cake pop combinations. And like, if Bork is around, it's like, I think we should call this. I was like, the Dookie. No.
But would she know not to call it the Dookie?
No, she wouldn't. I think we should call this the Dookie stick. It's
And I like the idea that Bork knows, but does not tell them.
yeah. If we stick the cake pop through the cookie and then put the donut on top of the cake pop, you make the Dookie stick. And I think this is great. And Mortal should eat this all the time with bacon.
Ducky stick.
Dookie stick.
Ducky stick.
Because like yeah, exactly, because otherwise people will think we're talking about ducks if we say ducky. So Dookie. Just like it's like double fisting these, just like having a grand old time.
Yeah, Bork will like toast that.
Oh my
After
God.
Bork toasts to Nikki, what are you up to?
Yeah, Bork will then head home. They're gonna jog there. And then they go back to their house
and open their door and immediately just get into Wolfie form, but say, Papa's home, where are my boys? And immediately have a bunch of dogs run up for schmooches. And they unload their bag, and so many like cake pops and cookies and swiped hamburgers come out. And Bork has a little barbecue and a pool party with their non-werewolf, just dog family.
That's so cute.
I love that so much.
All right, what's Jay up to?
I feel like as Nikki is like pulling out the haul, Jay's definitely like taking inventory, like seeing like what we got, like, okay, what can we sell? Like we could probably sell some of these credit card numbers, like definitely like maybe we could, sell some of these IDs. People need fake IDs sometimes, and they're just kind of like taking inventory. They're like, good job on the haul, like excellent. I've taught you so well. You're gonna surpass me one day. It's gonna be great. They're just like, they look at Nikki as like their protege. They're just like, man, with your skills and like my experience, like you're gonna go far. And they're very proud. They're like looking on them like very proudly, like hell yeah. They hear the dookie stick stuff, but they're just like, it makes them happy, like someone's gonna be into it. Maybe for the lulz.
Amazing. I want to save Sabina for last as our chosen. So what's Alice up to?
I think Alice is going to really like be inspired by this traveling through the Starbucks situation. It's like, I need to really like work more with my sect and like help out the Pete's Coffee coven. And this sigil we've come up with to ban incel shitheads from places. I think she's just going to spend her days going around and placing them as many places as she can.
Amazing. And you have a full coven of non-men who just go around town and help you with that for sure.
Awesome.
Great. And what's our chosen up to?
Well, couple things. After dinner, Sabine goes home to her apartment and we see her eating a cake pop and typing, but we don't see what is on her computer screen. And then the next morning, we see her leave home and walk into the local Starbucks and slap down an application.
Amazing.
Oh, shit.
I love that. Great. Perfect for her. All right.
I love that.
So let's get some plugs going. And so let's start back. I'll start with in my like clockwise on my overlay here, and we'll go with Momo first.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm Momo Shive. I'm an Indigenous Chickasaw and Japanese content creator, and driven by my passion for evoking emotion through storytelling, kind of like we did today. There were some emotions here, and I always aim to bring my best to any project that I'm a part of. Always down to help with charity stuff and help uplift other folks, especially marginalized voices in our community, which there are so many amazing, talented people out there. So yeah, this was so much fun. Thank you, Nikki, for inviting me to be a part of this. This is something that's close to my heart, so very happy to be here and help today. You can find me over on Twitter and Twitch at A Minstrel's Tale, where I share stories from this realm and beyond.
Awesome. Christina.
Hi everyone, I'm Christina. You can find me over on Twitter at D20xtina, and I am a writer, a GM, and a role player. You can find some of my latest writing work in a new Kickstarter that's live. Go check out the Rumor Broker's Ledger of Names, and I've got some pretty cool NPC in there. And you can find me here on TTRPG every other Friday, GMing Haunted West. We just had our premiere episode this Friday, so come back in a couple of weeks and see how much more horrifying it can get.
Okay, Darby.
Uh-oh.
I think you were muted, Nikki.
Oh no.
Darby?
Oh, yeah, couldn't hear. Hello, my name is Darby, otherwise known as Chaotic Darby on the internet. You can find me doing things on Twitch and Twitter. Currently on a Twitch break, but when I'm not here being your technical admin and also another Nikki, you can find me Tuesdays on the First Watch YouTube channel playing D&D 5th edition game. Wednesdays playing in the Girls Run These Worlds Twitch channels Roll for Luck D&D game. Wednesdays at 5:30 PST, and then Fridays you can find me on Weave the Tale, playing in a Shadowrun game. Where all of those games I play short people, like halfling, dwarf, like shorties all around. So yeah. Besides that, follow TTRPG on our stuff and things. Yes.
Amazing. Christiana.
Did you say Christiana? Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Christiana or Chris. Either one is fine. You can find me at Carpe Christie on Twitter and soon on Twitch. I am in the process of moving right now, but once that's all settled, I'm going to start up my Twitch channel. I'm very excited, and I'm very grateful for all the people who have offered to help me learn certain programs that I don't know how to do. The community in this online TTRPG space is fantastic, and I love you all. You can find me starting July 12th every Tuesday from then on Girls Run These Worlds in a game called Harsh Realms. We're doing Kids on Bikes.
Is that Riley's game?
That is Riley's game, and I'm
yay!
so excited to play with her again. And then me and Nikki, and I'm sure she's going to plug this too, are starting season 2 of our Avatar: The Last Airbender game. It is the most fun I've ever had, and I just absolutely love this group. That starts when? The
July
16th?
16th.
July 16th. Yeah, and I have a podcast coming out. The first 2 episodes should be out. I'm not sure, but it's coming out soon, and I will plug that on Twitter. So yeah, that's me.
All right, Elisa.
All right. I'm Elisa Pearl, an actor, writer, improviser, game master, dungeon master. I'm obsessed with TTRPGs and storytelling and becoming other characters and doing that with other people. You can, let's see what I have going on. I play and produce live play content with Streampunks RPG. So you can kind of find me popping up all over Streampunks content. You can also find me soon back on the Cookout TTRPG channel, which is twitch.tv/Kira858, KIRA858. We are starting up a Marvel campaign with the new Marvel playtest that's out. And it's like a very melanated, very queer table, and it is very fun. So definitely check that out. We start Wednesdays, July 6th, which is very soon. It's like it's in 3 days. Yeah. Or Wednesday, July, whatever this Wednesday is, I think is when we start airing our episodes. So definitely check that out. It's multiversal. It's very cool and interesting. And we have some awesome guests coming in for that table, including someone sitting here, Angry Nerd Girl. Yes. So definitely come check out all the episodes, but especially when Jess is going to be on it at our table, because that's going to be very fun. And yeah, I think that's all I have to announce right now. Follow me for other musings, and I'm very glad that we were able to like play this game and raise funds for the National Abortion Federation. And yeah, just keep fighting the good fight, because what else can we do?
Awesome. All right, Jess.
Hey, I'm Jess, and I've been playing Bork. Angry Nerd Girl down there. You can follow me on Twitter at Miss_Jess03. I write games and I stream things, and I do sensitivity reading. And you could see me stream War Games here on Tuesday as part of Guns, Bugs, and Steel, the Starship Troopers live play, where I play various members of the Guy family, short-lived but with a lot of heart. And every Friday on my channel, Angry Nerd Girl, where I GM 3 Flings, the adventures of 3 tieflings through Uncaged Goddesses. We are over halfway through which is pretty wild. And also, if you like playing MMOs and you like things that are free, an arc that I just wrote for Kingdoms at War is launching, I believe, on Wednesday. So if you like MMO apps, just grab that, and I have fun things for you. That's all. Thank you for having me. This was a blast, and thanks for donating.
Awesome. Okay. I am Nikki, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm the producer here at the channel. I am so pumped for so many things. So Jess already mentioned Starship Troopers, and Christina has mentioned our Los Casados campaign, and which is the Haunted West campaign that we're running. That is in cosplay, so please come watch. It takes me hours to get into that costume, so come and check it out. On Wednesdays is our Dead or Alive game, which is our tropical zombie thriller. Apparently we do a lot of horror around here. It's been really fun, though. We always use safety tools and all of those things in our group. And we strongly vet the people that we let on our channel. And because our goal is to make things safe and have a great place for marginalized folks to get together and play games. I am super excited because my episode of Kill Every Monster was supposed to come out next year, but it has been pushed up. It will be coming out in a couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Aram will be sharing details on what that's about. It's really cool. I cannot wait for you to hear it, and the ending was just beautiful, and those guys are just really wonderful. So if you don't already listen to Kill Every Monster, I super recommend it. The guys who run that podcast are just really sweet and really supportive and really, really cool. And the show is awesome. And they believe in a lot of the same stuff that we do here at the channel, and we find that all very compatible. And so that's great. Love to plug them. All right, so please take care of yourself. Thank you for helping us raise funds. If you haven't already, we do have an Untitled Wanderhome game. We're closing casting on that on the 8th. If you haven't already applied, please do apply to be in that game, and we will see you around on the internets.